Alex Mercer had seen a lot in his career. He was a human explorer, one of the few chosen to travel beyond the mapped sectors of space. He had visited planets with skies of green fire, oceans that glowed at night, and cities floating above clouds of gas, but nothing prepared him for Liara. It started on the bustling hub station Aurora Prime, where hundreds of species mingled, trading goods, ideas, and stories. Humans were still rare here, and Alex often felt the weight of their curiosity and expectation. That was when he first noticed her, a woman who did not seem alien in a frightening way nor entirely human. Her skin shimmered faintly in the light, a soft blue that seemed to ripple like water. Her eyes were large, deep purple, and when they looked at him, Alex felt a strange sense of calm. She approached with grace, her movement almost gliding rather than walking. "Greetings, human," she said in clear basic, the interstellar language used for trade and diplomacy. "I am Liara of Ceres 7. You are Alex Mercer, explorer from Earth, correct?" Alex nodded, curious. "That is correct. And you are?" "Liara. I have observed your travels," she replied, her voice melodic and smooth. "I have a proposition. Would you visit my home planet? I wish to show you something extraordinary." "You will be my guest?" Alex's mind raced. Invitations from alien species were always tricky. Some were genuine, seeking friendship or knowledge. Others were traps, ways to study humans or test them in dangerous ways. But there was something in her expression, a calm honesty that made him pause. "Why me?" he asked cautiously. Liara's eyes sparkled. "I see potential, curiosity, courage. These qualities are rare, even among humans. I want to share my world with someone who can understand it." Alex studied her, weighing the possibilities. Traveling to an unknown planet with a single alien guide was risky, but the human spirit thrived on curiosity, and Alex had never turned away from a challenge. "All right," he said finally. "I will visit your planet, but I need to take precautions." "Standard protocols, scans, tracking, emergency signals," Liara smiled. "Of course. I would expect nothing less from a human. We will follow your rules." That simple agreement set the stage for a journey that would test Alex's wits, courage, and the very essence of what it meant to be human. The next days were a blur of preparation. Alex checked and rechecked his equipment, communication devices, personal shields, environmental sensors, and even his small AI companion Juno, a sleek floating unit that could analyze and hack into alien systems if needed. Juno buzzed around him as he packed, projecting calm and efficiency. "You're really trusting her, aren't you?" Juno asked in a neutral tone. Alex shrugged. "I have to. We're explorers. We see the unknown. Humans aren't meant to hide in safety forever. Besides," he hesitated, "something about her feels different. I can't explain it. Feeling different doesn't always equal safety," Juno reminded him. Alex smiled faintly. "I know, but humans have a way of surviving. We adapt, we find solutions. That's what makes us, us." Juno made no reply, knowing Alex's determination was unshakable. When the day came, Liara arrived at the station docking bay in her ship. It was unlike anything Alex had seen. Sleek organic curves glinted under the station lights. The material seemed alive, as if the ship itself was breathing. "You will find my ship safe," Liara said, gesturing for him to enter. "And comfortable. It will make the journey pleasant." Alex stepped inside carefully, scanning for hidden devices. The interior was warm, with soft light reflecting off translucent surfaces. Strange symbols glowed faintly on the walls, patterns that seemed to shift if you looked at them long enough. "Do you often travel with humans?" Alex asked, curious. Liara shook her head. "Rarely, but humans have something unique. You think with heart and mind. Other species think only with one or the other. It is refreshing." Alex noted the compliment but kept his guard up. He had learned the hard way that flattery could be a tool for manipulation. Still, he allowed himself a small smile. The ship departed, slipping through space like a shadow. Alex observed the stars, familiar constellations of the human charts giving way to new ones he had never catalogued. Liara seemed unbothered by the silence, her eyes occasionally scanning instruments that Alex didn't recognize. "You seem confident in your technology," he said. "It is not just technology. It is harmony. My people do not simply create machines. We understand them. We guide them. They guide us," she said. Alex nodded slowly. Humans too had this principle. They improvised, adapted, and found solutions even with limited tools. That ingenuity was why humans survived where other species failed. As the hours passed, Alex observed her more closely. Small gestures betrayed emotions she tried to hide. Hesitation, subtle glances, tiny shifts in posture. He cataloged everything, reminding himself to stay alert. Near the end of the journey, Liara spoke suddenly. "Alex, I must warn you. My home isn't unlike any place you have known. The creatures, the plants, the very air. It will challenge your senses. You must trust yourself." Alex met her gaze steadily. "I have faced hostile planets, storms, even hostile alien governments. I can handle your world. I just need the truth. No hiding, no tricks." Liara studied him, and for a moment Alex felt that same calm honesty. "You are brave. Perhaps too brave for your own good. But it is that bravery I admire. Bravery. Humans had it in their blood. They thrived in chaos, they solved impossible problems, and they never surrendered easily." Alex felt a surge of pride for his species. A quiet reminder that humans were not weak or fragile in the galaxy. They were adaptable, courageous, and clever. As the ship descended toward Liara's planet, Alex could see glimpses of what lay ahead. Floating mountains, forests that shimmered with bioluminescent light, and cities that sparkled like jewels under the alien sun. He felt awe and a twinge of unease. This was beauty and danger intertwined. "Ready?" Liara asked. Alex nodded. "As ready as I'll ever be." The ship touched down softly, and as he stepped out, the alien air felt strange but invigorating. His sensors adjusted, and Juno buzzed quietly, analyzing the composition. Everything was within safe parameters, but Alex knew that true danger wasn't always measurable by instruments. It came in the form of choices, trust, and the unknown intentions of others. Liara extended her hand. "Welcome to my home, Alex. You will see wonders, and perhaps understand truths about yourself that you never knew." Alex took a deep breath and shook her hand. His human instincts told him to be cautious, but also to observe, to learn, to adapt. This was what humans did best. They faced the unknown, they confronted challenges, and they survived, sometimes against impossible odds. He stepped forward into her world, knowing this journey would test everything he believed about trust, danger, and the nature of life itself. Yet beneath it all, a quiet pride surged in him. Humans did not simply exist. They endured. They explored. They thrived. And whatever lay ahead, Alex Mercer was ready to prove it once more. The ship slid through the atmosphere of Liara's planet like a drop of water falling through sunlight. Alex felt the subtle vibration beneath his feet, a living pulse he could not explain. Around him, the landscape stretched in ways his mind struggled to comprehend. Mountains floated in the sky, tethered to the ground by thin, shimmering columns of light. Rivers glowed with an iridescent hue, and trees reached toward the heavens like green flames. Alex's human instincts kicked in. He adjusted his sensors and environmental scanner, taking readings of the air, gravity, and local energy fields. Everything seemed stable, breathable, but his instincts told him to remain alert. Liara's voice broke his concentration. "You are observing," she said, a hint of amusement in her tone. "It is good. Humans see the world differently. You notice small things others miss." Alex nodded, adjusting his visor to capture more data. "I've learned the hard way to pay attention. Survival depends on noticing details. Even beauty can be dangerous if you ignore it." Liara smiled. "You already think like a warrior. And yet your curiosity drives you forward. That is rare." They exited the ship and stepped onto the soft, glowing ground. The air was fragrant, almost sweet, with hints of flowers that Alex could not identify. He took a cautious breath, feeling the oxygen settle in his lungs. His feet sank slightly into the surface, which seemed alive, moving in subtle waves beneath his weight. "This world feels alive," he said, speaking more to himself than to Liara. "It is," she replied. "Everything here is connected. The plants, the stones, the air. All of it communicates in ways humans cannot hear, but you will learn if you observe." Alex's curiosity sparked. Observation was a human strength. Humans could adapt to new worlds, learn new languages, and solve problems with ingenuity. Yet he remained cautious. Beauty often masked danger. Liara led him along a pathway that seemed to float slightly above the ground. As they walked, Alex noticed small, almost imperceptible devices embedded in the environment. He scanned discreetly with a handheld detector, picking up faint energy readings. The devices were not harmful, at least not yet, but they were clearly monitoring something. Your technology is advanced, Liara remarked. I see you notice my systems. You are careful as humans should be. Alex smiled faintly, keeping his eyes on the readings. Careful is not the same as fearful. Humans survive by being aware, by adapting, by understanding. Liara paused, her eyes scanning the horizon. Yes, humans adapt. You survive where others fail. I can see why your kind continues to thrive. For a moment, Alex felt a surge of pride. Humans were not the strongest species in the galaxy. Their ships were slower, their weapons weaker, and their planets often primitive. Yet humans endured. They explored, solved problems, and faced impossible odds. That was their strength. As they continued, Alex noticed a group of alien creatures in the distance. They were small, luminescent, and moved in perfect synchrony, almost like a living cloud. Liara watched them with fascination. They are harmless, she said, noticing Alex's unease. They are curious, like you. They will not harm you unless provoked. Alex nodded, but he remained cautious. Curiosity and intelligence could be dangerous in creatures as well as humans. He made mental notes of their movement patterns, thinking about potential threats. Hours passed as they journeyed through the strange, vibrant terrain. Alex observed everything. The way the light bent around floating mountains, the subtle hum of energy in the air, the patterns of alien life. Each detail was recorded, analyzed, and stored. Humans were explorers by nature, and this world was a puzzle to solve. As night fell, the landscape transformed. Bioluminescent plants glowed brighter. Rivers shimmered with a neon light, and the floating mountains cast shifting shadows that danced across the land. Alex adjusted his vision settings to capture more data. You are awake to the details, Liara said softly. Many visitors are overwhelmed by the beauty. They do not notice the small signals, the messages hidden in the environment. You see them? Alex nodded. Observation saves lives. Humans understand that. Even in chaos, we look for patterns, for meaning. It is how we survive, Liara seemed pleased. Yes, that is why I chose to invite you. Others may not see what you see. Others may fail. But humans endure. The next morning, Alex noticed something unusual. Tiny devices, almost invisible, had been placed along the path they had walked. They were not aggressive, but clearly capable of tracking movement, recording sounds, and observing behavior. He showed Liara discreetly. They are harmless, she said quickly. They are for your safety. Alex raised an eyebrow. For my safety or for your knowledge? Liara did not answer immediately, her expression unreadable. Humans had a way of interpreting silence as truth. Alex made a note to investigate further. Despite his caution, he remained polite and observant. That was the human way. Curiosity paired with caution, courage paired with intelligence. That balance had kept humans alive on countless worlds. As they approached Liara's city, Alex's senses were overwhelmed. Towers of translucent material rose into the sky, glowing with internal energy. Bridges connected floating platforms where alien beings moved gracefully, engaging in activities Alex could not yet comprehend. Welcome to my home, Liara said. Here you will see our culture, our art, and our technology. But remember, observation is as important as participation. Alex stepped forward carefully, scanning for hidden dangers. His sensors picked up subtle energy fields around the city, possibly security measures or protective shields. He noted their strength and range, storing the data for later analysis. Inside the city, the alien architecture was even more astonishing. Walls and floors seemed to flow, changing shape subtly as beings moved past. Doors opened and closed without handles, responding to presence and thought. Alex was impressed but not intimidated. Humans had mastered difficult environments before. With careful observation and clever thinking, he could navigate this world too. Liara led him to a central plaza, where an alien market buzzed with activity. Vendors displayed glowing fruits, intricate artifacts, and strange devices. Aliens of all shapes and sizes interacted peacefully, negotiating, exchanging goods, and performing small displays of art and skill. Alex took it all in, recording as much as possible. He approached one vendor, a tall, thin alien with shimmering skin. Using universal translators, he asked about the items. The alien responded politely, answering every question. Alex noted the social structure, the trade systems, and the way the aliens communicated. It is impressive, he said to Liara. Your people are advanced, organized and creative. But your world is also full of surprises. I have to be alert. Liara smiled faintly. Yes, surprises are part of life. But humans are clever. That is why I invited you. I wanted to see how you would respond. Alex nodded. Humans responded with action, analysis, and adaptation. They thrived in the unexpected. That was their strength, and he felt a quiet pride in his heritage. As the sun set over the city, casting long shadows across the glowing buildings, Alex felt a mixture of awe and unease. Liara's world was beautiful, alive, and fascinating, but he sensed that beauty often hid danger. He had seen it before on countless worlds where friendly appearances concealed lethal threats, yet Alex felt ready. Humans had a way of surviving. Even when the odds seemed impossible, they observed, adapted, and persevered. They faced the unknown with courage and intelligence. And Alex Mercer was determined to prove that humans could thrive even in the most alien and unpredictable worlds. Liara watched him closely, her expression unreadable. You are brave, human. Perhaps braver than you realize. That courage will be tested in ways you cannot yet imagine. Alex met her gaze steadily. I know. Humans face challenges every day, even on our home world. We adapt, we endure, and we find solutions. I am ready to see what your world truly holds. Liara's eyes softened, a faint smile forming. Then tomorrow you will see more than mere wonders. You will see truths that most visitors cannot comprehend. Prepare yourself, Alex Mercer. Your journey has only begun. As Alex settled for the night, he reviewed all the data he had collected. Every device, every energy reading, every subtle sign of monitoring had been cataloged. He felt a quiet satisfaction in his human resourcefulness. Humans thrived because they observed, they learned, and they adapted. That was why they survived, even in a galaxy filled with dangers far beyond their understanding. And Alex knew, deep down, that his human ingenuity, courage, and curiosity would be tested sooner than he expected.